Okay, greetings and welcome to another Sunday night live stream. Thanks to anyone who's joined us. Greetings to Susan Byrne. Hi, Bobby. Sorry I missed you last week, but here today, ready and waiting. It's always great to hear from you, Susan. Always appreciate you and everyone else that takes the time to tune into these live streams. I will check you can hear me all right. I will confess I'm doing things a bit different tonight and using, as you can see, if you look at the top right corner of your screen, I'm using StreamYard, meaning I've got a bit of a different setup. There's a couple of reasons for that. I'll go into it perhaps when we start properly. We will be playing in with an old video of mine. Yeah, the problem with using StreamYard is, oh sorry, just to clarify, Susan, don't worry, I totally understand not everyone's going to make every live stream I do, but yeah, I hugely appreciate everyone that does take the trouble to join in. Right, I'm just going to check my audio. Any feedback is appreciated. Yeah, sounds all right to me. Okay, yeah, the reason yes, all right, I'll tell you what, I'll start the timer. That's always a good one. 5 minutes and counting, and then once that's counted down, we're pretty much, yeah, we should be going. I do, as I say, have a video to play in with. It's an old one of mine, talking about climate change. Do you know what? That is one thing that, well, one of many things that gets forced on us in the mainstream media, climate change. Do they ever shut up about it? No. Anyone that is familiar with my channels, I'm just trying to think when I made this video, probably, it was definitely before, probably around the start of BS19 actually, bear with me, I'll tell you exactly when this video was produced. The 13th of October 2019, this video was made as for around October 2019, 2 years ago. Climate change protesters, listen to the absolute rubbish they were coming out with 2 years ago, and yeah, and then we'll compare it to some of what we're hearing about now. All right, I'll be back in a few minutes. Yeah, as I say, massive thanks to everyone that tunes into this. It's great to hear from anyone in the live stream, in the live chat, sorry, if you want to say hi, much appreciated. Also, this is an open lines stream, meaning that I will be inviting anyone that wishes to join as a guest, just voice only. I'm not asking anyone to share their cameras. I will be sharing a link with that shortly. All right, guys, here is the playing video, and I'll be back when it's done in a few minutes. I'll see you soon, all right? So I'm going to mute myself and start the video. Be back in a minute.
Stopping having babies is not enough. We climate crisis. We only have a few months left. I love that you support the Green Deal, but it's not getting rid of fossil fuel. It's not going to solve the problem fast enough. A Swedish professor eat dead people, but that's not fast enough. So I think your next campaign slogan has to be this: we got to start eating babies. Even if we would bomb Russia, we still have too many people, too much pollution. So we have to get rid of the babies. That's a big problem. Just stopping having babies is not enough. We need to eat the babies, and this is very simple.
We need to treat the climate crisis with the urgency that it does present. Luckily, we have more than a few months. We do need to hit net zero in several years. But I think we all need to understand that there are a lot of solutions that we have and that we can pursue, and that if we act in a positive way, there is space for hope. we are never beyond hope. Okay.
Hi, I come from the Washington Square Post. I would like to ask you a few questions.
Yes.
So, what are you creating awareness about here today?
Well, obviously, we all know carbon dioxide emissions are the greatest harm to our climate and our future. And we need to get serious about doing the numbers. Who are the biggest emitters of carbon dioxide emissions? And I think you know that, honestly, we're not the greatest problem.
Is it the children?
Logically, yes. I mean, think about the numbers. Just consider the numbers for a minute. Okay, if you have one fewer children, that will have a greater impact on carbon dioxide emissions than any other lifestyle choice that you make. But how many fewer children would you not have? 3, 4? It's not good enough.
So you're saying we should eat the children?
Absolutely. We're taking orders now that can be fulfilled for Thanksgiving. We've been given a generous grant from Mark Carney of the Governor of the Bank of England to get started. But we will only succeed in supporting our organization and the planet from support from you. And whatever you can pledge today is a good start. Consider one a week. We can get orders fulfilled by Thanksgiving, and we have a variety of different options for you to choose.
Does Mark Carney eat babies too?
Probably.
Oh, how does he suggest preparing them then?
I don't think he does it himself, to be honest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
welcome.
Thank you for answering these questions
Thank you.
from Washington Square
Thank
Post.
you. We really appreciate your support.
Thanks. Bye.
Okay, there we go. What an absolute no nonsense. I will apologize for that video as... Oh, it wasn't done actually. Sorry, we'll go back to... It's just that playing videos through StreamYard is not that great. It stutters a lot. So, okay, we'll just play the last couple of minutes and I will be back soon. Greetings. I've already said hello to Susan. Hi also to David and Phil Wright. Thanks for joining us. I'll be looking at your comments in 1 minute.
These questions
Thank you.
from Washington Square
Thank
Post.
you. We really appreciate your support.
Thanks. Bye.
Okay, now that is the end of the video. I will just skip back. As I said, what an absolute load of nonsense these people are talking here. Suggesting... Yeah, oh, well, hang on. Just want to try and line up the video. I hope you can all hear me all right. Yeah, in this video, it's funny. The woman who, I don't know whether you would say, not heckles, but she sort of gets her voice heard and the cameras get on her. She's without any real logic and without any real criticism or anyone arguing against what she says. She gets a chance to tell everyone over and over, we should be eating children, we should bomb Russia, kill everyone in Russia. This woman's solution to the world, well, to what she is claiming is the problem, is to kill as many people as possible. Yeah, pretty satanic idea in my, you can see. That is right out of Satanism Central, if you ask me. It's interesting, if you listen to her voice a second.
Fossil fuel is not going to solve the problem fast enough.
Okay, East European accent perhaps. And now when we see this guy getting interviewed in a minute, listen to the voice of the person claiming they're from the, I can't remember what newspaper she claims she's from now, but it's not a real one. I've looked it up. We'll hear what she says.
I come from the Washington Square Post.
Washington Square Post. I do not believe that's a real newspaper. getting completely made up. What sort of a lunatic stands around? I mean, perhaps this is a stage prop, green screen in the background. Who knows? I wouldn't put it past them, because who genuinely goes to a park and wears a t-shirt saying "Save the planet, eat children, come and pay us, and we'll prepare a dead baby for you"? I mean, what kind of lunatic does that? If I ever saw anyone in a park behaving like that, I'm not sure how I'd respond to him. But no, I wouldn't. I don't think I would just let him go without any opposition and say, yeah, we should be eating babies and all this rubbish. Absolute crud. The word of pure filth. I'd like to say hello to Joanne Moore, 64, who's joined us in the chat. Thanks very much. Good to have you here. Right, apparently David Bellamy, according to David, the Earth has been existing. Apparently I can highlight these. Stream nerds not all bad. David Bellamy said the Earth has been evolving and climate change doesn't exist. And then Phil Wright, I believe, comes on to say that David Bellamy is now deceased. The BBC didn't like him as he was against their agenda. And someone else suggested that he was killed. Not sure. I can see that message now. Well, and the Susan Burns says the only people that eat baby are indeed satanic. And the COP thing is just a distraction for the past being brought in. What COP thing is that? COP 26. I got you. To be honest, I haven't even got a clue what COP 26 is. I've never particularly closely looked at it. We will have a look at it shortly, though. I am just going to tweet out on Twitter that we are live. If anyone else wishes to share the show in their social media, it'd be good to grow, have an audience, many people as we can tuning in. And as I said, I am doing open lines, meaning that I'm inviting guests and calls. And yeah, I'd invite anyone a little bit later in the live stream. I'm not going to be going too long tonight, but a little bit later in the live stream, I will share a link where if anyone wants to come on the live stream and say anything, they're most welcome to. Right, COP 26. Yeah, this is a statue I've seen in Bath. I will share I'll share my screen. Have a look. Right, COP 26. Okay, this is something I've seen in Bath City Centre. It's like basically the council, Bath City Council, decided to fund a art project. Would you say that is? Stride Treglau, whoever that is, has installed a semi-submerged house in the River Avon at Bath in a bid to highlight the severity of the climate emergency. So I just want to check that you're seeing what I'm seeing. Yep. I switched off my monitor, bear with me. Right, I don't know. I imagine Bath isn't the only place to get this kind of statue. Apparently it's apparently it looks like it was funded by Bath City Council. What a thing to waste people's money on. I bet they spent a good fortune on that. What a thing to spend money on. Yeah, this is highlighting COP 26, whatever that is. As I said, I don't really know what it is. Some link to the it may have, it's some link to a meeting or some talk that Boris Johnson's going to. So we really believe that our best interests will certainly be being discussed at that place. The Red House, designed by the AJ100 Practices Bath office, represents the tipping point of the climate emergency ahead of Glasgow climate talks, which start this Sunday. The timber installation is 5.5 by 3.5 and has been designed to look as if it is sinking. Big problem with this picture, which we'll look at in a minute, It is being kept afloat by a cord attached to the city's famous Pulteney Bridge, while a sculpture of a person stands on the house's roof and clings to the lifeline. Very reminiscent, this picture, of Noah and the flood, but they're now hijacking it and using it for their absolute made-up climate change lie. If they've got any more pictures of it, I'll show you the big problem. Actually, I suppose we could search. 26 River Avon. Here it is. The problem being, I've known Bath a very long time. Lived in Bath, well, yeah, more than 40 years I've been walking the street. I wasn't walking as a baby, obviously, but for the last 40 years I've roamed the streets of Bath. I've looked at this area. I walk past it weekly, probably. Know it well, always have done. And I can tell you, their claim that water levels are rising and we're all going to be underwater someday, absolute trash. They've been talking about this since the early 2000s, the 1990s. Actually, the other week on Twitter, we looked at a list of what hoax was done in which year. I'd have to find it on Twitter to see it again, but I'd have to find my like list. Yeah, every year that what hoax they pulled. This is my Twitter account. If anyone wants to join me, I'll share it in the live chat. Right, Johnny Roadster, greetings, thanks for joining us. It is a big conference in Glasgow, thousands of people talking rubbish, absolutely. Yeah, thanks for joining us, Johnny Roadster. Always appreciate hearing from you. Susan, in absolute opulence. Gotcha. Yeah, we've got a whole list of what climate emergency was talked about in what year. It goes right back to the 70s, maybe 60s, no doubt even earlier. Yeah, sorry, it might take me a little while to find it. David says, Bobby, show Christine Anderson. Brilliant. Christine Anderson isn't a story that immediately comes to my mind, David. If you want to give a bit of context to that one. I could have a search for her. I was going to look for this climate change. Yeah, we will go back to that story. It was last week we did look at all the hoaxes that have passed through. Here we are. Got there in the end. Yeah, going right back to 1966, where they were talking about the oil will be used up in 10 years. Well, here we are, 50 years later, 55, and we've still got plenty of oil. Dire famine by 75. Well, I'm sure. Well, I remember countries having famine, seeing starving children huddled up. So, who knows? Yeah, 69, they were claiming everyone will disappear in a cloud of blue steam by 1989. Where do they start talking about water rising? Well, 1970, it was the Ice Age. 1970, America subject to rationing. Let's see. Acid rain in 1980. Regional droughts in 88. 1989, rising sea level will obliterate nations if nothing is done by 2000. Here we are 22 years later, absolutely. Those river levels are as high now as they've ever been. That water has not risen 1 inch. And actually, yeah, even seeing it after heavy rain, and it still isn't a particularly high river mark. Bath actually used to, I don't know if you know Bath, but down here is the bottom, what used to be street level, and it did used to get flooded, so they raised it up. But that is still doing perfectly well. Right, who was it? Christine Anderson. I'm not familiar with that story, actually. We can have a look at it. Let's see. Christine Anderson. News that German MEP passport mandates. Never take anything the government tells you at face value. Is this what we're referring to? I've seen 3 different pictures so far. David, seek for truth. Okay. Is this who we're referring to? I remember. Hang on. Right. Let's see. Christine Anderson, a member of the European Parliament representing the Conservative Populist Alternative for Germany party, said she will never be coerced into complying with mandates because in the entire history of mankind, there has never been a political elite sincerely concerned about the well-being of regular people. She is absolutely correct. I don't know who this person is talking, but yeah, completely agree. But just because I agree with them, yeah, this is certainly a position they want most of us, a good majority of people to have. Maybe we will all eventually come around to seeing it this way, who knows. The mainstream freak shows, the people that really get all the headlines, that they're always they're always on mainstream media. I did hear something by this guy. Where are we? Where was it? It was some guy, it might have been him. He was yelling. Where is it? Right, as I said, yeah, this is the guy. Very old man yells at the unpoisoned, basically. Unfortunately, we will be playing it through the speakers. I do have to say, I'm not going to manage to go for particularly long tonight. I've been getting over a bug, actually, been pretty knocked out by it. And I did think, the reason I wanted to do it was because I did make a big deal last week saying that I'll definitely do a live stream, an open lines edition this week. Now, if anyone wants to take part and spare my voice, that would be most appreciated. I did notice last week after we'd finished, I could barely talk. My throat absolutely killed. So it's a bit of a struggle at the minute. I'm not sure if this is, where are we? Let's see. Oh no, this isn't it. I do have the entire thing somewhere. Yeah, guy gets very irate, and let me find it. He was saying everyone was vaccine afraid. A complete projection of the reality. David says, yes, watched it on Twitter. We could watch that video in a minute of the MP. Where is it? I'm sure this is it. But it's not the original one. So might have to watch it through this one.
Rumour has been Keith Olbermann is back, looking even more unhinged than the last time. Well, he's already on his first booster shot.
Booster shot. Mission accomplished.
Sorry, I don't wish to watch this guy's take on it. I want to see the original thing. I do have it somewhere. I tell you what, we do have this video about the German MP. How long does this go on for?
But it is not the goal.
2 minutes 18. If David recommends we watch this video, then I'm happy to give it a whirl, give it a try. Okay. Right, yeah, I tell you what, I'm gonna watch this video through for about however long. It's 2 minutes, and then when we come back, I'm gonna try and find the video I'm referring to. We'll talk about that, look at that, and then yeah, I'll open the lines for anyone that wishes to join and have a chat. It'd be great to hear from anyone. Susan, anyone seen the Twix advert? Creepy on all levels. Yeah, definitely something worth looking at, actually. The message you get from that, unfortunately, it just gives Twix a load of a bit of promotion. Twix. It was a Halloween advert, I remember. Yeah. Very strange, very horrible video. Halloween, of course, a festival you kind of want to avoid as much as possible. Okay, that wasn't the original advert. That's right. Here we go. Of course, it sends a couple of messages about. Okay, this is a video we'll watch. The MEP video I could play after. Right, the sound unfortunately comes through the speakers, so Johnny Roadstar, creepy, it's so cringy as well, like the John Lewis one. Haven't seen that one yet. Let's see. This is a crazy video.
Hi.
They've got a boy dressed up as a girl, of course, why not? Let's see what ride that takes them on.
I'm your new nanny.
I don't need a nanny.
Well, your parents seem to think you do.
What's your favorite color? Dark. I live in black.
Oh, charcoal?
Why are you all dressed up? It's not Halloween yet.
Can I help you?
Are you a good witch or a bad witch?
Do you want to find out?
We've established she is a witch. Great storyline. Thanks, Twix. We love that idea. First of all, they've given us transgendered kids, and now they're giving us transgendered men in the shape of witches. Is she a good witch or a bad witch? We find out by the end.
Buckle? I'm still wearing my princess dress.
Do you want to wear it?
What a touching moment. The boy decides he wants to be dressed as a girl. What a wonderful, magical moment between witch and child.
Princess! You look like a girl. Why are you wearing that? Dressing like this makes me feel good.
Is that your nanny? She looks weird. You look weird, your nanny looks weird, you guys are both weird.
Now we're dressed different.
Boys don't wear dresses.
Whoa! Wow! Where is it coming from? What's happening? Ah!
Yeah, murder some kids because they vile stuff.
Will he come back?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Are they still alive? Who knows? Who cares? Probably. Nasty stuff. I didn't know John Lewis did one. I'll have a look for that. Who was it suggested it? If anyone's got a link to the John Lewis advert, actually, put it in the live chat. That'd be great. I'll just have a look at that. Right. David suggesting Christine Anderson. Let's see, a German MEP. Do you know what? I'm avoiding this subject as much as possible at the minute. I think for as long as, yeah, my pledges in order to avoid any taking part in any way with their suggestion of passports and treatments. My way of not involving myself is by not even discussing it, not even looking at it. I'll never engage in that conversation with anyone. I'll leave any situation where this is the main topic, where I have to talk about or be offered or encouraged to take poison. What could be? Who knows? Who knows what it is? Could be water. Just not taking the chance personally. Thank you very much. Right, Christine Anderson.
System oppressive. It is always the methods by which the goal is pursued. Whenever a government claims to have the people's interest at heart, you need to think again. In the entire history of mankind, there has never been a political elite sincerely concerned about the well-being of regular people. What makes any of us think that it is different now? If the age of enlightenment has brought forth anything, then certainly this: never take anything any government tells you at face value. Always question everything any government does or does not do. Always look for ulterior motives and always ask, cui bono, who benefits? Whenever a political elite pushes an agenda this hard and resorts to extortion and manipulation to get their way, you can almost always be sure your benefit is definitely not what they had at heart. As far as I'm concerned, I will not be vaccinated with anything that has not been properly vetted and tested and has shown no sound scientific evidence that the benefits outweigh the disease itself and possible long-term side effects.
Sounds good what she's saying, but if you notice, she's reading every single word off a piece of paper now. This isn't, I don't believe this woman is talking her own genuine feelings. I mean, they could be, but she's reading a script at the moment. Yeah, this is certainly an idea they want people to consider, and they know that it's a good division, and that's particularly what the other video I was looking for, where the guy yells at unvaccinated people. I do have that video. I'm going to share it 1 minute if I can. Here we are. Right, I'm going to upload it somewhere. Proper moronic kind of video. I will have to hide my screen for 1 minute. They are already here. Greetings. Thanks for joining us, by the way. Good to see you. I'm glad you made it in time for this one. Right. Attachment is over 100. Oh. That's a shame. Right, it should come through shortly. Yeah, I'm going to put up instructions in a second for anyone that might want to join the live stream. It would be appreciated if anyone wanted to mention anything, share any thoughts they've got. Just come on and say hello if they want. Right. Okay, unfortunately, I'm not able to upload it, but that's annoying. Right, I'm gonna. Yeah, apologies tonight. My stream might not be up to its usual standard, if you can call it, if you think I got much of a standard. Right, I'm gonna have a look at the live chat. 1 sec. Right. Okay. Joining the live stream to have a talk. Here are the instructions. You just have to go to tinyurl.com/live311. Sorry, yeah, 3110. Allow access to your camera and mic in the settings, which you can then switch off. Set a username and join the stream, and it'll pop up at my end. Yeah, if you want to have a talk, you don't need to download anything. You don't need to install any software. It's literally a very easy method. Just joining the stream through your web browser. You can do it on pretty much any device. Here are the instructions. Yeah, I am keen to find that particular video, but it might be difficult. Okay, here, I'll have a look at the live chat a moment. Yeah, looking at that. Right. Susan Burns says, I think they've pulled the John Lewis advert. Okay, thank you. That's probably not surprising. And if you know what it entailed, I'd be interested to know. Johnny Roadstar, that's what I mean. Yeah, Susan Burns, she's a good witch for trans kids. That is exactly how they are presenting it. You're correct. Yeah, I'm welcoming anyone who wants to come on. It'd be much appreciated to have someone come on and just say hello, or yeah, save me from having to talk too much. I'm curious to know if, I'm curious to know how any of you are coping with any of the current situations. If you've got anything to add, if anyone's got any thoughts. I know there were protests this weekend, but not really. Again, I haven't, and I don't know if I would attend a protest. I'm not sure how useful they are, but like I said, I've said many times that I make my protest in my own way, and that is by not involving myself in any of that. It is a kind of a false dichotomy, which is something which we've only got two options. Either they would try and have us believe that we've only got two options, that is either involve be for it or against it. But my choice is that I'm just not going to have any involvement in my life. Right, the live chat. They are already here. Yep, good to hear from you. I believe I've seen you over on Twitter. David, it's free speech. We never hear her opinion on the BBC. That's the problem. I'm not too sure who that woman. Yeah, well, Christine Anderson, it's not the goal that renders the system oppressive. It is always the methods by which the goal is pursued. Yeah, she made some very good points, this woman that the MEP. Thank you for sharing that story. Right. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not able to upload the video I'm after, but maybe I'll put it up as a separate video at some point. I was thinking about doing it, making a video about this guy on Twitter. I'm sure I could find it if I looked. Okay, yeah, normally I would play an interval about halfway. As I said, I have been quite under the weather the last couple of weeks, so I'm not going to go on for too long this evening. Let's see. Yeah, we heard last week from Michelle from Oz. She was talking about how things are going in Australia. Sounds like she's been pretty effective. Unfortunately, the audio wasn't particularly good. But yeah, it was good. You know, it's good to hear from someone in that part of the world. Right, yeah, apologies, people. I'm not going to be offering too much unless this evening, unless anyone wants to join the live stream. But if you're not around for it, then that's fair enough. Let's see. I will be, yeah, I will certainly be back again in the week, though. If anyone does want to come on the live stream and say hello before I finish, you've got about, I don't know, 10 minutes maybe. But yeah, it's a bit of a struggle to talk at the moment, so unfortunately I'm not going to be able to prattle on for too long tonight. My throat really goes, yeah, a bit gone this evening. Right, I'm going to put... okay. I will find us something to play out on. If anyone's got any suggestions of videos to play out on. Last week we tried watching, it was Johnny Roadstar's music. Right, Phil Wright said, made the mistake of catching the BBC Northwest, jabbing 12 to 15-year-olds, painful to see. Yeah, that's pretty horrific. I did see someone on Twitter, it was, no, it wasn't on Twitter, it was someone on YouTube. They had uploaded a video, it was a college person, and it was saying how these people turn up in a van and just start pumping, well, obviously, and that she questioned the nurse that was encouraging it. Unfortunate situation to be in. I mean, at that point, if you're ever in a situation where you're in a room and people come in and start saying that you're required to have such a treatment in order to stay there, then my suggestion is get yourself out. Get yourself out. Although, or at least expect not to be in that environment for too much longer. Hopefully, hopefully that won't become something that is always going to be a requirement, but we'll see. Who knows? Right, Johnny Roadstar. Anyone needs info on the plague and the jag, see gemmadoherty.com. Okay, thanks, Johnny. We can have a look at that before we round out this evening. I'll just try and load it up. gemmadoherty.com. Right. An Irish activist and conspiracy theorist, she began her career as a staff writing for the Irish Independent, contributing articles on the criminal justice system. If anyone needs... Okay. Right. Okay, I'll share my screen again. We'll look at this before we finish then. And as I said, if anyone wants to come on before we do end the live stream, I was going to share how to get on there. So, isn't that one? There we go. At the bottom of the screen, to join the live stream, go to tinyurl.com/live/live3110. Very easy. Sorry, I haven't got a link to share, although I'm sure I could. Documentary filmmaker. We'll go to her about section. So she's basically a former journalist, yeah? Gemma O'Doherty is a multi-award-winning journalist, shed light on the darkest corners of Irish life. She worked for almost 20 years. She's exposed many cases of murder and abuse that have been covered up by the Garda, Theatre and the state. Wow. 2-year cover-up, a 2-year investigation into the cover-up of Neil Molly's brutal murder led to a state inquiry. Okay. Yeah, thanks for the suggestion, Johnny Roadstar. Appreciate that. Right. Her video page is where you want to be. Okay. I'm not sure I would. It may be copyright infringement if I started playing any of her stuff, but here is the place Johnny Roadstar is suggesting. Thanks for the suggestion. Freshly vaccinated man collapses while meeting Prince Charles. Huh. I am tempted to watch it, but I don't wish to, violate copyright or anything. So.
Have you taken the vaccine then, have you? Well, yes, Your Excellency.
Oh. I'm guessing this isn't real. No, this is staged. Is it?
Yeah. How do you feel? Well, I feel great. I've never felt better in my entire life. There he is. Yes.
Interesting. They cut out. There was a cut in that film. Why they would want to do that, I don't know. But who knows what it is? Perhaps he just perhaps it was just how horrible it was meeting one of these vile human beings. Perhaps just being in the presence of such, who knows what that thing is. Is it really Prince Charles? Is Prince Charles a real human being? Who knows? Johnny Roadster, you're sure she'd be happy I'm playing her stuff? Okay. Yeah, I expect she would rather people went and checked it out for herself, and that's what I would suggest. I mean, I've only got one video up here that I can see. Video. For some reason, only one comes up. But I expect she's got more, hey. Yeah, thanks for the suggestion. Yeah, I will play a video. This may more or less be where I play out on, as yeah, I only going to manage up to an hour. Do you know what I do after last week? Just going for an hour, I do listen to these YouTubers who live stream for like 5 hours, and I think, wow, absolutely incredible. No way I could ever talk for more than an hour. Let's see. I'll try and find it. Yeah, a guy was interviewing some, I think it was college students that said, let's see, I believe it's some college students that interviewed. Here we go. Experimental. Yeah, this may be the video I'm going to play out on. This is from the YouTube channel of Francis O'Neill. Joanne Moore, 64, says, Joanne's your mother? Okay. Gotcha. Right, Phil Wright says he's heard a rumour that the Queen won't make it through November. King Charles was coming. Possibly. I saw an image of the Queen just the other day. She looked in perfect health, but who knows? Yeah, really, well, can you tell just by looking at someone? Is it all pre-planned, as seems to be suggested by, let me see, by Phil Wright, who suggested that Charles will come by the end of November. We will see. Let's wait and see. Thanks for the tip, Phil Wright. We'll look out for that. Joanne is identifying herself. You're Billy in pic. Okay, I can't really see your pic, Joanne Moore 64. Or gotcha, but thanks for letting us know. Get your own. Yeah, Billy, I would say get your own YouTube channel. Why do you want to be using your mum's? I say, but it's very easy to sign up for a YouTube account, and uploading videos is pretty straightforward. But yeah, it's as easy as this. You just go. Well, this is the channel, as I said, of Francis O'Neill. I'll put a link now into the live chat for this video, as this is going to be our play out in a couple of minutes. Okay. Right. Yeah, my apologies tonight if the live stream hasn't been of its usual sort of, well, I don't know, standard. I hope you guys enjoy what you listen to. I'm guessing you wouldn't tune in if you didn't at least half enjoy listening to it. If you want to be a part of it yourself, you've got like 5 minutes before I end the live stream. And the way to do that is just to go to tinyurl.com/live3110. Basically, the word live, then today's date, 31st of the 10th. It does involve allowing access to your camera and mic, but before joining the live stream, I highly suggest you hide your camera. Well, I won't share anyone's picture on here. Certainly not attempt to, but yeah, you've got 5 minutes. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna wind out shortly, but okay, we will listen to what this girl has to say. Yeah, my nose is starting to run. Yeah, as I said at the end of last week's live stream, my throat felt like agony, and for the last sort of 6 days, it's been, yeah, certainly struck me down that I've had some sort of throat and whatnot bug, so I'm not going to be able to talk for too long this evening. Hopefully, I'll be back to my usual self in time for the next live stream Sunday. Yeah, I'm also using my old equipment, but it seems to be holding out all right on this occasion. All right, we'll watch this and then I'll pretty much wind down. I mean, this is literally 1 minute 27. Okay.
Yes, so the nurses came in with the doctors to vaccinate at my college in a van, which was pretty weird because why would you want your kids in the back of the van getting vaccinated with something they know nothing about, once again? And what happened was I asked one of the nurses, so why do I need to get this vaccine? To keep your parents and your grandma safe and all this and that. And I was just like, right, okay. I asked some more questions, but there was loads of ifs, buts, what if, from her. And then she what sort of questions you asking her? As in, what's in the vaccine? She didn't know how to answer that. There was a lot of, I don't.
Which is strange, right? Because if you think they're coming in to give you a medication, they should know why you're having it. So,
Exactly.
and the reason
Same with paracetamol. Give you a full list of the side effects as well.
they didn't know the ingredients of it, either. And the only reason they could keep you from taking it was
They gave you a sheet saying all the stuff that's in it, and there was no side effects on it, which is a bit questionable because from everything you get a side effect.
You asked them, are there any side effects?
Yeah.
What did they say?
I don't know. So I was like, well, you're a doctor, you should know this. Yeah, I'm more.
Right, that's some harrowing account, it sounds like.
And then she
Hearing what this girl's saying, that they just pull up in a van and everyone's expected to have their dose. Nasty stuff, but she sounds like she did the right thing, and well, hopefully she refused to have it. Who knows? When you're a student, I mean, I remember when I was a child, I'm pretty sure we had to send a letter home to our parents and get them to confirm that they wanted us to have any shots. Sounds like that isn't the case so much anymore. It's not very nice to think that you're sending your children to an education centre where, yeah, they're going to start administering their well, who knows? That is a personal decision for anyone to make. But, well, okay. Yeah, more or less done for the evening. I did manage an hour tonight, which isn't too bad. If as I'm feeling a bit rough, I would like to say big thanks to Phil Wright, Johnny Roadstar, Isa Jones, greetings, thanks for joining us. Let's see, Joanne Moore, who is actually Billy, and is the person in the circular picture. Looks like someone eating a piece of cake. It's a really tiny picture on my phone, which is where I monitor the live chat. Yeah, Johnny Roadstar, thanks for joining us. Anyone remember SND and Greenpeace meetings with 80% MI5 and CID dressed like hippies? No, I can't say. All I ever remember when hearing about Greenpeace were they were on dinghies sailing in front of massive liners trying to stop something or other. That was the only thing I ever remember. I think they were whale hunting or something, and they were fighting the whale hunters. But it was MI5 and CID dressed like hippies. Wouldn't be at all surprised to hear. Johnny Moore says, Joanne Moore, sorry. Your mum doesn't use it. Try and change the username on the YouTube account, perhaps. Whatever works for you. If you're happy, I'm always going to refer to it as the name, though. Unfortunately, I'll try and maybe remember that it's Billy, not Billy64, not Joanne. But yeah, thanks for clarifying. I'll do my best to remember that one if you're on any future live streams. You've caught the last, I've seen you on here before. Billy, so thanks very much. Phil Wright, thanks for joining us. Susan Byrne was the first comment this evening. Good to hear from you, as always. David, that looked like fake CGI. Oh, right. What's fake CGI? No mention of David, thanks for joining us tonight. Phil Wright, David says no mention on the BBC about thousands of people marching about the passports, but they gave Greta with a handful of people plenty of airtime about the climate bollocks. Absolutely. I'm guessing Greta turned up at the talks today, or was she part of them? And yeah, you're absolutely right. There was a large event going on in London today. If there are, fortunately, there are channels that upload footage from the events, from these events, one of which, let me see, I've mentioned him before, is called Dissent Media. He was recommended to me by another, by one of you subs, so thanks very much. Yeah, I'm sure he live streamed footage from, let's see, It seems to not be up at the moment, but yeah, this guy, yeah, streamed one dead away. The London protest. He goes down to them, films them. So well done. Yeah, I'll share a link to his channel because I do think he's got a pretty good channel. He also does call-ins. I've called in on his stream before. Right, where's the live chat? Okay, that will be pretty much be done this evening if no one wants to come on before I finish. My voice is about to give up, so I think it's a bit late for that anyway. Right, so I was thanking everyone who had joined the stream. Apologies. Right, Susan Byrne, David, Phil Wright, Joanne Moore, otherwise known as Billy, Johnny Roadstar joined us. Thanks very much. They are already here. Thanks for commenting. Phil Wright, I certainly mentioned you. Johnny. Isa Jones, I'm pretty sure your name is Kev. They're gonna. They're gonna murder the kids. Well, if you watched, I'm not sure if you tuned into the video at the beginning where they were. That video, that subject certainly came up. I'm not sure if that's a reference to that. Thanks for commenting. Yeah. Okay, I believe I've mentioned everyone. If there's anyone I haven't, then apologies. Please leave a comment and I'll maybe give you a quick shout out now. But otherwise, I'll catch up with you next week. Thanks for joining in, people. And yeah, have a good week. All right, take care. Good night.